It's a national effort to bring awareness to the more than 100,000 children who are waiting for a permanent family. November is National Adoption Month, and this morning we're talking about how you can make a difference in a child's life. So joining us now to talk about adoption, what you can do to help, is Bob Rooks. He is the director of Florida's Adoption Information Center. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, good morning, Marcus. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. So there are so many kids in the state of Florida looking for a forever home. Just talk to us about the number of kids looking for a home and how long some of them have been waiting.
Right. Well, we're featuring on our adoptflorida.org website, we're featuring over 600 children. Most of those children have been waiting maybe a year, 2 years, but some as many as 5 or 6 or 7 years. So they've been waiting, in my opinion, way too long.
So where are the children that are looking to be adopted now, and what's the process of making sure they get matched up with the right family?
Good. Where the children are now, they're in foster homes. Foster homes, as good as they can be, are temporary. What we're looking for these children are forever homes, them joining your family. So process-wise to adopt these children now, some people think it's complicated, but it's not nearly as complicated as people think. They'll start with a training, a 30-hour training, like an evening a week kind of thing, that we call PRIDE training, P-R-I-D-E, which is an acronym that stands for Parent Resources for Information Development and Education. And because that's such a mouthful, we all just call it PRIDE training. And what it is it's an evening a week that they talk about the kids that need to be adopted. They talk about the kinds of challenges these children may have. They talk about the expectations they have of the families adopting these children. Then they give that family an opportunity to do a self-evaluation to make sure this is really what they want to do, and that the children that need to be adopted are indeed children that are going to be interested in adopting. Then those families that are still with them and are still interested, then at the end of that 30-hour class, they'll do the home study. And it's the home study that actually qualifies families to adopt.
All right, and talk to us. Is there a cost if somebody decides that they do want to adopt?
If they're adopting from foster care, there's little to no cost. So there's no cost for the training, there's no home study fees, there's no placement fees. Ultimately, the family will be responsible for finalizing the adoption, like the court fees and stuff, but there's even assistance available for that. And so is it possible to adopt a child from foster care without costing anything? Not only is it possible, it is probable. And then I want to add a bonus to that. This year, in 2015, the state legislature passed a law allowing for, as an employee benefit, to state employees, school district employees, hello teachers, and water management district employees, up to $10,000 employee benefit of adopting a child from foster care.
Absolutely wonderful there. Some good information. So does the training kind of help people decide what kind of age they should select a kid range in?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely.
And what they should do, I mean, a family needs to adopt that child that's going to fit best for them.
Absolutely.
The bottom line is why any of us adopt is to enrich our family.
And I just want to show a picture of some members of my family. My uncle actually adopted 2 children. Aiden on the far right and Gabrielle on the far left are adopted by my uncle. This is us at Thanksgiving dinner. So just kind of talk to us about how adopting enriches families, as you were mentioning, because Aiden and Gabrielle have been a part of our family since they were pretty much born.
Okay. Well, my son happens to be adopted. Now, of course, you can tell by age. He's a little bit older now. He's 32 years old. He is a jet pilot in the Army and the commander of the Western Regional Flight Center out in Seattle. So I can tell you that my son has enriched my life more than I could have ever imagined. And I think that's true for most of these kids, that they will indeed add to a family, not take away from a family.
Absolutely.
And so a family should be looking at that as a way to really, truly enrich their home.
Absolutely, and I can say the same about Aiden and Gabrielle. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning. We really appreciate it. And for more information about adopting, you can please visit danielkids.org on news4jax.com, and we will post a link to this interview segment on the morning show page.